This is UMAR AHMED for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm in a Peacock Gym. Join my trainer Mark Tibbs. You've got Harvey on the BT show this Friday at Royal Albert Hall. How did that link up between you and Harvey come about, Mark?
Harvey, what happened now? A couple of years back, it must be. I can't remember the time now. Feels like I've been around here for a long while. But, well, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not saying it in a bad way. An agent got in touch with me, a guy from up north, and he says, Mark, he gave me his name, he gave me his credentials. To be honest with you, I weren't really looking for any more fighters, but because of his good credentials, I thought, yeah, let's have a look at him. And I clicked with him because, you know, we're from the same sort of area, sort of thing, and his dad and that's probably about my age, a little bit older than me, so we're all from the same area, and he's a quality, skillful fighter. Yeah.
Mm. Obviously, you're busy with Dillian Whyte and Riakporhe, so were you hesitant on taking Harvey on board?
I'm always hesitant on who I take on. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, but Dillian's and Richard are a priority. I mean, they're all priority. It depends where they are in their career. Do you know what I mean? Harvey's got to move on to 8 rounders pretty soon. You know, he should do. I mean, he was in the WSB doing 5 rounds, just before he turned pro. So he's ready for 8s now. But he's just got to build up some momentum with his management, and I'm sure he will.
Now, you had a brilliant weekend over in Peterborough. Richard Riakporhe, what a brutal stoppage that was. Shown serious power, world-class power. What were your thoughts on this performance, Mark?
Oh, mate, like you said, it was a beautiful performance. It was a performance that we planned, and it was a performance that I knew he can, pull off. And after his performance in Manchester against Sam Hyde, he needed to work on a few things in the gym, and I feel that we did, and it was apparent. On Saturday night.
Now, after the fight, everyone would have thought they'd be talking about Riakporhe and Okolie'S, a potential fight between them. But Lawrence Okolie'S tweeted out that he personally believes he'd beat Dillian Whyte. I'm sure you would have seen it and heard about it. What were your thoughts on that tweet, Mark?
Well, no, I'll be honest with you, it was laughable at first. It was laughable, and what do you do? What do you say? I mean, I never expected that of Lawrence. I don't know Lawrence well. I don't know him at all, really, but he's a very pleasant human being. When we bump into each other, he's a nice guy, and so I was a bit surprised. But he said it, and I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think.
Well, Dillian had a fair few words for him.
I've just now caught up on bits and pieces. A couple of people showed me online what's gone on, but no, he should stick to his career and crack on. He's doing well, so he should stick to his weight category, if you know what I'm saying.
He did actually tweet afterwards that he believes that he would beat Dillian Whyte, and he was being serious, and he backs up everything he says, and he said he'd back that up as well, that tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you said, when you first heard about it and saw it, did you think it was a joke or he was being serious?
Oh, I didn't give it a lot of thought, to tell the truth whatsoever. I was happy with Richard Riakporhe's devastating win against Tommy McCarthy, and it was a good win, and a very good win, and Richard Riakporhe's I believe he's going to dominate that division. Yeah.
He's had really 2 step-ups in Sam Hyde and Tommy McCarthy, and on paper, going into them 50-50 fights, he's come out on top in both. Do you think he deserves a couple of slightly easier fights and then perhaps a Lawrence Okolie'S?
Absolutely. I mean, if our back's against the wall, listen, we'll get in the gym, we'll get our nuts down, we'll find a way. Yeah, we know what to do with the likes of Lawrence Okolie'S. And
behind you.
RVO, we're getting serious here. Good work, my man.
Thanks for that, mate. I'll catch you later.
Where was I?
Talking about Riakporhe having a couple of easier fights first.
Well, listen, we're going to get our nuts together soon. It wouldn't be a bad idea. He deserves to do that. He's been put under a lot of pressure in his last 2 fights. He's dealt with it. Even the first fight his fight in Manchester against Sam Hyde. I mean, it wasn't going well for him, I must admit, but if a fighter can find something, he's asked to find something in the latter rounds. If he's asked to find something at that stage and he finds it, he looks me in the eye and he says, I'm going to do it, Mark, watch me. And he goes out and does it. Then that's a sign of a good fighter. And then he goes and does that to Tommy McCarthy on a Saturday night just gone. Which, you know, we planned that and he did it, and I've got every bit of confidence. He's only going to get better.
Just moving back to Dillian Whyte, it's been a strange situation. Obviously, it was reported that he was offered £5 million for that Joshua rematch, but it seems like he wasn't happy with the rematch clause. What were your thoughts on the rematch clause that apparently Joshua would still get the lion's share even if Dillian beat him?
It doesn't make sense, I must admit. It doesn't make sense. It's not fair. So yeah, I can see where Dillian's coming from. It takes a you know a big man to back away from that kind of money, but you know it's black and white and facts and facts. It doesn't make sense. You know, that makes sense now.
Obviously, there's a struggle at the moment to find an opponent for Dillian. Has there been any progress? We've heard July, I think Eddie said they want to go with Dillian.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. If it's July, it's July. Yeah.
Any progress on an opponent though?
Lawrence Okolie'S. No. I don't think he'd make the numbers. But listen, all jokes aside, listen, we're sitting tight, we're ticking over. Dillian Whyte, that is, and I'll just wait to get the nod from the team. Leave it to the promoters and the businessmen to nail it down, and we'll get our nuts together and do what we've got to do.
Joseph Parker was rumoured to fight Derek Chisora, but it's pretty clear now he's pulled out of that fight.
Who's pulled out?
Joseph Parker. David Higgins said that they're not interested anymore. They didn't have enough time in their camp. Now I've seen a few things on Twitter saying potentially Joseph Parker might rematch Dillian Whyte. Does that fight interest you?
Yeah, I mean, when you mention against Derek Chisora, then you know he's a good boxer.
Parker.
I feel we probably could outbox Derek, but I understand why he wants more time as well. You know, I understand why Parker would want more time. So yeah, listen, if it makes sense and King Kong's in front of us, we'll get ready and we'll do the job. So I'll just wait for the thumbs up for who and when it is. Yeah.
I'm sure Eddie and Dillian will sort it out.
Hope so.
Yeah. Did you watch that interview with Eddie and Dillian, the one Coogan did? I think it was on at the O2. Yeah, at the O2.
When his dad there, Eddie's dad coming.
Yeah, Barry was also in it. That was in a separate interview, but I'm referring to the one where Eddie and Dillian were going back and forth.
Yeah, I did.
What did you make of that?
It looked a bit frosty, if I must say so, but it was understandable. You know, obviously I was in talks, and yeah, you could read the body language. Yeah.
All right, Mark. Thank you very much for talking to IFL TV.
Thank you.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, that's all good.
Okay.
All
Listen,
good.
best of luck with Harvey on Friday. We'll catch up afterwards.
Lovely. Thanks very much. Cheers, mate.